That. Perfection. Everybody's looking good, looking good. I like it. Hey guys, it's Paint with Josh. Welcome back. It's Friday night freestyle in the building. We're going to be using our Paint with Josh brush set. The gorgeous brush set. There's only 17 sets left, you guys. 17 sets left. If you want to get one, you got to get one quick. Now, let me tell you everything I've done to my 22 by 28 inch canvas. Nice big canvas today. So we backed you guys up a whole lot. Just means I have to keep it sucked in more. So we have our 22 by 28 inch canvas. We blacked out the entire bottom section with our Liquitex black gesso, right? Let it dry completely because it's an acrylic paint. Once it came time to paint this one, we covered it with Grumbacher's liquid clear this time. Grumbacher's liquid clear all through, same as Bob Ross liquid clear or linseed oil. You could use the same thing. Right, across the whole black area and let it spill over into the top area. And now we're going to get a small amount. We've already done a little bit of our liquid white. We're going to get our small amount of it out here, spread it along the entire canvas. We've already covered all areas of the canvas with the Bob Ross liquid white. We don't, or the, yeah, Bob Ross liquid white, which you can also use the Grumbacher's. It doesn't really matter which one. Now with our Paint with Josh 2-inch brush, very lightly going to go over our black area. And because the liquid white is sort of semi-transparent, as long as we don't put too much of it across that black area, we'll be able to maintain it, right? And the more that we do put across it, the further and further and further it's going to look away from us. So we don't want to do too much in the beginning because we're going to crisscross over it with our paint anyway. And then we're going to, as well, right, pick up some of it from up here. Never go back into the jar to do this part, right? Pick it up from up here. And then we're going to come out here. Let's have our beach be way out here this time. Just, this a big old canvas, very lightly dragging across, back and forth, very horizontal. We're not crisscrossing down here, right? Very horizontally, leaving a very small, in this instance of our black canvas, right? Very small triangle compared to the entire section. And what I mean is top area is going to come out like this to a point. We have our side area, and then we're going to have an angled point that's going up to meet, looking like a little triangle that we didn't paint, right? That's all we're doing when we do black canvases. We're trying not to paint the whole part of the canvas. Now, we are going to need a fair amount of the liquid white to come down over our clear into our area. That's really cool. And instead of, like I said, going back into the jar, you come up here into your sky, grab some of the paint that's off here already. We've already got some up into the sky. Let's come down, there it is, a little bit brighter. All right, we're going to put our brown over the top of this sandy beachy area anyway, and so it doesn't very much matter where it is, okay? All we need is a little bit out there. If you think you got too much on the bottom, that's okay. We'll take it and we'll brush our brown over the top of it, and it'll become a nicer looking brown anyway, okay? Back again, because I want it to be a little bit brighter. All you guys are going to have to do at this moment is just check in and tell me where you're watching from out there in the world. Where are you from out there in the night? The smaller I make my little triangle, the further away my waves are going to look, the more beachy area we're going to have to play with, which is my favorite part about the whole thing. Fabulous. Right, just like that. Okay. Now, let's get out here. We're going to dab off our brush onto a paper towel. And in fact, you can even, if you think you can get away with not having any undercolor under there at all, and just using the black, the white over the black, be my guest. I mean, like I said, it's not impossible to do, right? We're talking about the smallest amount of our titanium white possible. And getting out here and starting to scrape it in. Now, be mindful, there is no other paint underneath it to blend with. So if you put too much on there, then boy, oh boy, you are not going to be happy. It's going to be very, very, very bright, right? So let's take, just as a group, right? And we'll put a little bit of paint out there just in case it gets a little bit too bright. And even if it's black paint, it will still help the white blend down from being too overly white. So we're going to get a little bit of our black. And excuse me, let's do our sky first. Josh, what are we thinking about? What are we thinking about over here? I'm trying to move too quickly, right? Yeah, it's just a white, pure sky day. Okay, let's take our black and our blue paint. There, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The more that we mix it across the sky with all of that liquid white paint that's up there already, right? The more it's going to blend here and there and everywhere. We may have a little bit of paint, a little bit too much onto the old brush, but that's okay. we'll dab them off. Right? Don't always necessarily need to clean the brush. Right? As long as you can crisscross back and forth, blending it out, lightly, lightly, lightly. The entire time that we're mixing up here, it's just mixing in with that liquid white that's underneath. Right? So the more that we mix it, the more light it shall become. You can turn the brush on the side and start mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. They're very soft, these Paint with Josh brushes, you guys. Very, very soft. So you get these very cool little effects in your skies, in your grass. We were showing how we were doing grass last night. We did 2 of the exact same painting last night. And they both went and found new homes. It was amazing. Right? So let some of that color drag across, making this little mountain look further and further and further away. We're gonna get a little bit more touch of our blue. Drop it up here, there we go. The more that we do, the more bluey blue it's gonna be, right? So we can decide how we want our sky to look every time that we do it. We can do it a different way, right? That's the most fun part about doing these paintings, is you can do them differently each time. And every time that we do it is another chance to try something new, or to put a little bit more color in a certain area or less color in a certain area. All right, we're trying not to cover up this area back here like we already did. Josh, why did you do that? Because do as I say, not as I do, guys. We tend to get a little wild sometimes, and wild and crazy up here, and just forget what we're doing. Look at that for a sky. All right, the more you come down here, the more you're inevitably going to cover up our dark area, which is why we're going to go back and put some of our dark blue paint back in there. But just like that, guys, seriously. You want a nice bright blue sky day? You want to have a little darker? You want to put a little bit of that black up in the top? And let's just blend this guy like a clock out this way, out that way. Right? Leaving our little streaks because there's a little bit of paint on the tip of the bristle out there. And again, without even cleaning it, just dabbing it off on paper towel. Same brush, it's got the same eyeballs on it. Same brush. Right, we're gonna come out there, blend out those little things by pushing harder. The harder that you push, the more it's going to become soft. Right? It's going to blend in with that liquid white each time we do it. It's going to change color a little bit each time, and then eventually you're going to look at your sky and go, boop! That's it, right? Now, let's come out here. We'll grab our big old Paint with Josh fan brush number 8. That's in this set. You guys can get them. I'm telling you, there's like 17 left. Mods will tell you how to find them. Let's come out here. Let's say we had a little, just a thing out there, right? Just a little pop, just almost a weird, just something. Throw it out there. Take our Paint with Josh 1-inch brush, the old Cyclops. He's got one eye out there. One of them fell off last night during the show. It's pretty funny. Come out here and start mixing it. Right? We can decide by our amount of mixing how we want it to look. Do we want it to mix away further on the bottom? Let's push it a little harder and let it mix in more. Right? Do you want it to extend? Do you want it to be softer? Do you want it to just be a little puff of brightness? Right? Completely take it all the way out and just have a little indication of some light out there. It is so up to you guys, however you want to do your clouds. Right? You can always go back in and change it. Let's put a little bit more up here. Bank, this big old bank of clouds, just mushing and pushing, trying to get the paint to come off of the brush and stick on to the canvas. It's my whole goal. Bang, right? You cannot hurt these Paint with Josh brushes, literally. It will look like that until you go put more paint in it. Right? I'm telling you, I tried to hurt these brushes, you guys. I tried. Can't. You just can't. Let's come out here and throw a little bit more on there. A little bit more over here. I'm telling you, there's only 17 left. So guys, when they're gone, right? Can't get them anymore. Come over here, mix it down, mix it down, mix it down. The more that we mix, the softer it's going to become. The less that we touch it, the more bright it will stay. Right? All dependent on how we want it to look, floating along the coast out there. Yes! Now, let me know where you're from out there. Check in. You gotta check in, even if you're watching the videos after we're already live, check in, because I still look at all the comments. I try to respond to as many as I can. Check in, this little bank of clouds out there in the day. Just fantastic. Golly, look at it. The reason we're doing this scene over again is because we're actually, yes, this is wet on wet. We're actually, we're throwing the brushes all over the studio. No, we're sending one of the other ones that look very similar to this all the way to China to be displayed in Meaden's office, you guys. My sponsor, Meaden, they send me the paints, they send me all sorts of stuff, that storage cart that we got, this easel, right, everything. They're amazing. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Just as a thank you, I'm gonna send them one of my Oregon Coast paintings. And so to replace that painting that's up there that's leaving, I'm gonna paint this one today. Now, let's get down here, okay? As you can see, the white has sort of picked up some of the blue and some of the darkness and the gray from the sky. But if you want it brighter or darker underneath there, just take a little bit more of your color and go ham, go crazy. We put, literally, right? Throw it up in here, change it up, mix it, be weird, have it be odd, a couple more little shadows, right? Again, just weird, couple little spots, boom, be done. It's exactly what it looks like out there, you guys. I'm serious. I've been out there so many times. It's gorgeous. Right, we'll come down here. Now, let's go get some more of this paint onto our brush. A little bit of our black, a little bit of our blue, enough paint to make this guy go dark again. So we come back out here, we put it out into our little triangle area. Right, just dumping on that darker paint right there. Don't want it to be too bright. Don't need it to be too crazy. Look at that for softness. Fabulous. See, I've got dark again out there. That's what we want it to be. Now, when we interact with our white paint across that darker color, that bluish, blackish color, then we're going to have all sorts of changes in there, right? So we'll come in here, we'll scrape up just a little touch of our titanium white only. Let's get way out here. Start scraping in little things, little Z shapes. They're very flat though out here. Right? We don't need to have too many things very far away. Just a little bit of disturbance is all you need. Just literally get a little disturbed. And in fact, you know what we're gonna do? Let's take our bigger waves and we'll put them out a little bit further away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix in a little touch of our liquid white into the titanium white onto the Paint with Josh fan brush. Out here, we're gonna be very, very light, right? These very small little touches out there, little taps, little things, right? The more liquid white that you have, the more runny the paint is going to be, and it's going to blend out faster. So it's almost about a 50-50 mix, I would say, in this instance. We're gonna come out here, maybe let's leave a little gap. We're gonna hit the guy sideways like that. All these crazy little splashy little things by hitting the brush almost vertical like this, just slapping it. You can get a little piece to climb up above and cover some of your little areas out there, then gorgeous. Leave some space in between though, because we want them to be different, okay? Now, you see how we touched them differently as well. These ones make a bigger splotch out here, or you can even touch them upways, right? Just making a bigger area of mess, versus the ones farther away we want smaller because we're going to come up and grab them and slide them out, right? How far out do they go? It's totally up to us. We can decide, and we can always go push it back as well, right? But we're taking about half the paint that's up there and just flicking it away, right? This guy's gonna come cut in front of that guy, bang. Little disconnection of our color. Now we're going to be very, very, very light-handed and only use, let's go from this side, only use about a 1/4 of the bristles of the brush, just disturbing it a little bit, pushing it, rolling it, having it be a little weird, right? That's the best part. Is the weirdness, and the lighter that you touch it, right, the more it's going to look like water, okay? Now, if you're not satisfied with it the first time, or it's not bright enough, or whatever, you mixed in too much with your undercolor, go back, get a little bit more of your liquid white, a little bit more of your titanium white, let me touch out here a little bit, just tapping into that same area, see what I mean? Literally made it a little bit more tumultuous and weird, didn't even add anything above or below. Back in here, very light, sometimes back and forth, 1 or 2 swipes per area, right? You don't want to stay there for too long. The longer you stay there, the more it's going to mix up and blend all the way away, which is not what you want to happen. Now, we can get out here with our liquid white. We're going to be switching to our 90-10 mixture. Okay, so we'll take our, first we had just pure titanium white. Everything from the horizon up is all pure titanium white in our paint, right? Then we get down in here into the little water splashy waves, it's 50-50, and then everything else is 90-10. Let's not mess around, okay? Now we're gonna put a little bit of this water out here and go maybe just about halfway, and then come in and do our bushes, or excuse me, our trees and our rocks and stuff. We're little pineapples out here if you can't already tell. Just out here in the day. Fabulous. Oh my goodness, it's already looking amazing. You guys know where to go to get this one. Literally, it's Paint with Josh. That is where it is. I don't even think I have it on this shirt. Do I have it on this shirt? I don't think it's on this shirt. But in any case, we're gonna have a big old mountain of trees and such come down in here, and I want you guys to check in one more time, and I'm actually gonna come back and read the comments right now. One more time, checking in. 90% liquid white, 10% titanium white. Okay, you guys check in right now. Let's come see. Where are you watching from? See how good my timing is. There is a way to rewatch this later. It's going to be over in the live section of my Tubies over there. We got Oregon coast. I'm out there too. London, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, UK, West Virginia, England, Tennessee, New York, Michigan, Brazil over here. We got greetings from Ireland. We got them from South Africa. We got them from Indiana, Alabama, Ohio, Wisconsin, New Zealand, Georgia, Texas, Missouri, Florida. You have to be like, Florida. You have to really, like the phlegm has to be like, Florida. You got to get in there like that. Okay? You guys are amazing. Thank you all for checking in. You're awesome, okay? We're going to take old Cyclops out here, as you can see. We just glued a little googly eye onto him. Our 90-10 mix right here. We're going to come out, scrape it very little, and instead of starting out here, because that's going to be our first contact point, is way out here, right? We don't want to do that. We want to put all that paint, in case you have too much, on your blade, right in there, okay? Then you can start to kind of scrape it up at this angle, depositing less and less and less. And if you get some breaks in it, that's fine. Totally fine. Wipe it off so you, again, don't deposit too much. Scrape that guy backwards or forwards, however far it wants to go. We can always erase it, right? We can always, and this, having more liquid white over here is going to help make our mist a little bit later. Right? Now, if you are right-handed like me, it's going to be helpful if you start up at the top and work your way down this way, okay? If you are left-handed, you can still do it, but you're going to be holding the blade this way with the paint on this side and going like this. Look at that. You can do it either which way, seriously, right? They're designed so anybody can use them, guys, the old Paint with Josh brushes. Now we're going to scrape back almost all the way, but have some disconnections in there. We don't want it to be all the same amount of brightness, so if you get a bright spot, leave a big old patch of darkness before you put another bright spot, right? All these little waves can't just be all choking themselves on top of each other. They gotta have some room to grow, to extend, right? And the more that we get back underneath our little wavy patch back here that's crashing in, the closer and further we have to drop down as well, right? See, our angle is going from up here, we're going just like we started up here. You kind of got to flow along those things. Now, there's a lot of paint right there, Josh. What if I took it back here, kind of split up? Maybe we got a darker patch. See what it looks like, right? How does it look to you? Maybe now that it is so bright, I got to put some more paint, but not cover up all of my dark little patches out there. There. That's looking a little brighter. That's looking a little cooler. And remember, it does not have to be a perfect straight line. We're talking about water here, folks. It does not have to be perfect. That is my favorite part about painting a seascape, is you can get out there and make a literal mess and have it look amazing. Now remember, leave a small bit of dark separation, because this is white and this is white, and we don't want the two white colors to touch together. Otherwise, we won't be able to tell what it is, okay? Out here, maybe we need just a few more little bright lines, just one, maybe two little spots out there. Seriously, you want those to be further away. Therefore, you do not want to have too many things going on, or at least we don't want to be able to see too many things, right? Again, the more you get back here, it literally goes way back here in real life. I'm not, wow, that looks cool. That's cool. Look, it looks like I'm eating it. Hang on. No? No? We like to have fun around here. That is literally what it looks like, because a river flows through from back here all the way off screen, right? It gets all the way out. This is going to be different from any of the other ones we've ever done. Also notice, right, we've got our drop in level. It's a very small step, but it's not straight across. Otherwise, we'd be way up here. We're way down here, remember? Small little things. Oh my goodness, look at it. Yeah, guys, this is exactly where the thing's gonna come down and hit right in there. Bang, perfect, amazing. That's gonna be our new place where our little rock is coming down. It's already telling us what to do. It's there. It's saying, hey guys, come out here and place a stone right there that the waves may crash upon, right into the mist. Okay, you guys check in one more time. I'm gonna wash off these brushes. And like I said, this one is available. It's gonna be different from any one that you've ever seen on the Paint with Josh experience. We're a little ridiculous around here. Let's take our black, our crimson, and our blue. We're gonna come down here like that. 2 parts blue, 2 parts crimson, 1 part black. So no matter the size of the pile, right? And in our case, we usually make up lots of paint. And we're gonna use lots of that color. So I hope you got out enough. Let's grab our Paint with Josh fan brush, the big one we just washed off. We wiped it clean of any residue and different things out there. Somebody said that I needed to learn proper English because I said streaky poos in a video, and they didn't like that at all. So what if I was to say residue, which there is no H at the beginning of residue. I know that, right? But maybe it just might make them a little bit more upset. Let's get out here with our paint. Okay, we're gonna come down into this lighter area. You have to get in there. If I was to come out here and have my mountain all the way back here and have these dark areas, it's not gonna look cool, okay? Come down there like that, right into the light, drop down, make our little mountainous shape right down onto that little bit of water that I told you about. Drag it straight back along the top, just like that, filling up that color, blocking out, right? Now this is in front of that, okay? Let's wipe off any amount of brightness that we got onto our brush, go back into the dark paint. On the Paint with Josh fan brush, there's only 17 left, unless you've gotten one since the show has started. There are only 17 of these brush kits left, as far as I'm aware. I know Cosmic got one earlier today, and there was 18. And I know she got one, so I know there's 17 left at least, okay? Or at most 17. So if you want to get one, you better get one quick. We're going to come over here like this, tapping very small. Look at how sharp these little lines can be with your Paint with Josh fan brush. Look at the lines. The lines. It's like the Grinch would love these lines though, because they look like gorgeous little pine trees that might be around Mount Whoville or whatever the mountain was over there. No, wait, Mount Crumpet, stop, I know what it is. I know, I'm just playing. We're just messing around. Okay, it might have taken me a minute to remember, but I got it without help, thank you very much. Tapping down, remember we're gonna tap down our trees like this. Doesn't even matter how big the shape is, honestly, right? As long as you get in there next to it, and tap down a little bit, next to it, and tap down a little bit, next to it, and tap down a little bit. Now, that's just half of one thing, okay? We're gonna come down on the left side of it, and then lefter, and then lefter, and then boom. Now we have a whole little pile with different sized trees living out there in the night. Again, tap it down, come off to the right a little bit, off to the right a little bit, until we connect again, right? Depends if you wanna have a big V shape in between, or if you want to get up in there and pop in one little random little doer that popped up in between. All up to you every time, right? The only thing that you have to do is get bigger and taller before you finish the edge, right? There. That's what we want to see. We want to see it coming down from the top of the canvas, all right? Covering up that back mountain in the background. Leaving, if you can leave that, just, I mean, look at that, from right there all the way to the edge, that's a lot of distance in there of depth. Fabulous. So I don't want to cover up too much more of that little guy out there. Now, these can all be wildly different. They can all be the same if you wanted them to be. It just makes them look a little bit farther away if they're all the same. Right? But no big deal. It's whatever you want it to look like, okay? I come out here very lightly, dragging up. Not trying to brush it, right? We're just trying to drag it upwards. We're contacting the canvas, dragging it up like this. Now, let's say these guys look close enough to me that we might be able to have one little guy out there, maybe two, that has some actual pine tree details, right? So if we came up here, maybe one a little bit taller, we turned our old brush, we start tapping up, little things, right? We don't need it to be perfect. We just need it to be out there and noticeable that that is a whole chunk of pine trees out here. Maybe this guy's got a few little things. We'll turn our brush on the edge. Bang, making his little branchies come down. They're gonna all get mixed into the fog anyway, right? So it all depends on us. Whatever we want it to be out there, we can have it be. Each time that we go to do it, you guys. That's the best part. Entire best part about it is what we get to decide to do as we're out there. And what we choose to do is all up to us, right? Now, since I love this back here, it's gonna need to be erased, and it's gonna help that we did it first back here, because we have to take some of this color, tapping it down on our brush, right? Getting some of that foggy, misty color. The more that we tap down on it, okay, remember, we can always redo this area. The more that we tap down on it, the more we're going to transfer some of that dark color just by mushing it down and down and down. We're going to go put back in our little river back there, so don't worry, don't worry. And even if we actually don't do it too much, it might look like some misty fog is covering over our little river back there. Oh man, I'm telling you, how many different ways can we do stuff? Show you how to do some cool stuff out here, guys. All right, so let's say we mixed all that up. Now, anything up here, I'm gonna try to drag a little bit of that color, and just to have this reflection kind of match a little. Right, take away my little brush marks up here. Wash all this stuff out, and just whatever, right? We want it to be odd and weird and crazy. That's the best part about it. Now, let's go back and put that little piece of river back in there, because he looked really nice, okay? We're gonna take our very liquidy white, we're gonna again connect onto this thing back here. Just very flat. It does kind of climb up a little bit towards the end, but we don't really need to show all that. Very flat, it's very far away, okay? Now, there. Very small little thing. I'm telling you, it rides along the edges of that guy out there. Now, what I'm gonna do for tonight's show is we're gonna grab a little bit of our 2 brown colors. We're gonna mix those guys up. Right there, we're gonna add a little bit of that yellow ochre and mix that guy up. Ooh, I like that color. Get a little bit more darkness up. There we go. There, gotta have a dark color and a light color if we're gonna be doing some highlights out here, right? So we'll take this darker color. Let's come tap at our little rock out there. Remember, we're gonna soften the color down. We don't wanna have all the texture and such. We just wanna have the color there, so we're kind of tapping at it, letting it flow back up into the thing, just creating a little bit more, just a little bit more detail out there. Take our lighter color, tap onto that little guy. Now the more that we tap with this lighter color, which is the yellow ochre plus the 2 brown mix, right, the more it's going to fade in and fade away and get darker and darker with that darker color that's underneath, right? If it doesn't, we can always go back over it with a little bit of our darker brown, remembering that this guy is farther away. We don't really see a lot of stuff on him out there, okay? Take a little bit of our liquidy white. We're going to clean up the bottom edge of this guy right here. Just come back in, cut it, and take some of that color away, and it almost looks like a little reflection underneath him, right? Remember, much further away, a little bit closer. We can see all that extra detail now, yeah? Yeah. We're going to come out here very lightly, again, because it's kind of in the distance, and just take away very softly a couple little bits of those guys, and then back here towards the back, we're going to literally grab some of that brown and push it back, having some of our mist turn into this brownish color. You can even kind of tap it back in this way. Literally, just like we do with our grass, but we're gonna over tap it just a little bit. There, little bit, okay? Trying to make some indistinct, grassy, foggy brownness to the bottom of that guy. Perfect, okay? Now let's just say we got a little bit too much of that color. You can always come back in with a bit of your white, your liquid white if you want to, with your mix, right? That way it'll kind of drop off a little bit more. Mix it up. Mix it up to your liking, right? It's whatever you feel like it should look like out there. And when we're out there on the coast, it's foggy. It's foggy, you guys. Oh, fabulous. Oh, I love it. So, let me know what you guys think. This one is looking great. Look at that soft bit of brown underneath the mist. That is amazing, you guys. Hey, Gabriel Gonzalez, thanks for being here, guys. Everybody watching over on the tubes over there. Boom, ba-boom. This one is right on the home page. All you gotta do is find it over there. Very cool. Come out here and make a couple more little deals. Remember, this is all that very front, very small bit of water. All your big crashers are back there. Okay? They're all gonna crash against that coast out there eventually, that bit of rock. So all we need to do is take our line, make it go down a little bit, right? And then we'll add in our sand. We're gonna throw some rocks way out here in that wet sand, and then we're gonna have dry sand back underneath us. Maybe a little chide pool or two. We're gonna have to figure it out. But first thing, we gotta make our sand wet, okay? So we need our liquid white, the liquid white and the titanium white. Remember, we're redoing this painting because I'm sending one of the originals to Meaden all the way in China, man, which is just blows my mind. It's wild. We're gonna have a paint. I already have one in Japan. We're gonna have one way over there in China, in the main office of Meaden, and I'm gonna have them stand there and take a photo with me, with them, and my painting, and then send it over so all you guys can see it. It's gonna be really cool. Really cool. I can't wait. I need a little bit of definition out there, so we need a little white line or two, but not again covering up everything. Remember, you can't cover up everything, guys. Take that very wet 90-10 mix. We're gonna start depositing it onto our just plain black canvas over here, right in front of our water. Right, there is no undercolor. That lighter color is our washed liquid white across our sand over here, just to give us an idea what our land might look like. There's literally no way to mess this up, unless you put on like an enormous amount of paint. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I'm grabbing an enormous amount, and I'm trying to kind of shred it. I'm gonna drop a little bit over there, some over there. It doesn't have to be a perfect thing, right? And the more you put out there, if I was to put this much way out here, it's gonna grow real far, right? And as we get further away, we want it to look smaller, smaller, and smaller, meaning our dark separator gets smaller, and the amount of shine and everything else would be smaller because it's further away, right? So, as long as you can leave a little separation in there, we're gonna be looking good, guys. Let's see if we can wash off this old Paint with Josh brush. At least dab it off on a paper towel. We haven't washed them once yet. We're gonna come up underneath, we're gonna pull it down, right? Now, the more that we streak it down, the longer it's going to go, right? So if I were to just come up here and just very lightly go, it's not gonna go very far. Like pull on it, pull on it, pull on it, pull on it again, it's gonna get longer. So like something else, over here, we're gonna come down, dragging and dragging and dragging, all the paint getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? So we're pulling on it less and less and less. We're tired now, less and less and less and less and less, all the way off into the night. Smaller there, again, keeping that diagonal downward line, which does not have to be a perfect diagonal line. Piece of skin or something in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be that diagonal line. Again, the only way to mess this up is if you hit the top. Now, I'm gonna ask you one more time, does this look like wet, sandy beach? If not, tell me what you think it looks like. Yes or no? Wet, sandy beach? Type it in the comments now. Can't get that one piece of skin out of there, man. The little skin bits. I have to say that for the future videos. So you guys let me know right now. I'm gonna come check. Does this look like sand to you? Just let me know. Looks like a waterfall? Waterfall, okay, that's cool. It'd be kind of neat if there was a waterfall there, right? But if we take all this paint, all these vertical streaky poos, which that one person got so mad at me on the book today for saying streaky poos in a video, and then they couldn't even spell streaky right, which was funny. Like, you need to learn English. You can't even spell streaky poos, and they couldn't even spell it right. That was hysterical. Either way, we're taking all of our vertical streaky poos and pulling them into horizontal streaky poos, letting all that vertical mist go away into this shiny, wet, sandy, beachy area. Do you see it now? Do you see all that shiny wetness out there? Right? Do you see it? Because what we're going to do is take a little bit of our browns and start working in those two brown colors, our dark sienna brown and our Van Dyke brown. We'll start working them in from way down here, right? Dropping off the majority of the paint down along the bottom of the canvas. And then the more that we mix it across, lots of pressure, right? Pull it across too far, it goes into too much of your sandiness, which I want to keep about right up there. So this is okay, you know what I mean? But the further you pull it out, the more of that wet, shiny, sandy, beachy look you're gonna have. So you get to be the judge about when to stop. You can also redo this area over again and have it look however you want it to look. However, each time, honestly, doesn't bother me. Literally, however you want to do it is all up to you and how much paint you're using, how much pressure, how much you're pushing, how much you're blending. All up to you guys. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Little wet, shiny, sandy beach. Man, that looks cool. Okay, we're gonna come down in here. We're gonna mix it a little bit more. All I wanna do is spread that darkness around until we have just enough of that dark paint, right? Let this guy kind of mix over into my white area, the smallest bit. All we're really doing is just letting it kind of ombre back and forth until we're satisfied with what the blend is, right? You can go all the way up there if you want to. Seriously, it's up to you what you want to do with your painting. I'm not going to be there. No one's going to be there to tell you no or yes. You make the decision and you deal with the consequences. You're like my 13-year-old, okay? You want to go do this, then this is what's going to happen. You want to do that, then that's what's going to happen, right? It's all up to you guys. And I've been telling you for so long, just so long, how easy it is to do it. Do you see? Do you see? Okay, we're gonna come back here, a little bit more of our liquid white and our titanium white over there, right? Bring our separation down a little bit. It looks a little bit funky up there being so big, right? It wouldn't really be so big. Out here, be very, very, very small. And remember, your first contact point is probably gonna be the heaviest. So if I was you, I would not start far away like I did. I would have started in the middle, since I saw that there was not a lot of paint on the edge of the blade, and I knew it wasn't going to drop off too much, and I know I want to keep it very small back there, that I would be okay, right? If I would have had this much paint on there, I would have wanted to come in here and maybe start working it both ways, working it one way this way, working it back the other way, trying to leave that very small, little bit of darkness, having that ridge of paint out on the front. Now, your 90-10 mix determines your ridge, okay? So if you're not seeing that ridge and you want to see that ridge of paint, put more titanium white in your mix and less of your liquid white. Your liquid white wants to blend away, wants to go away, right? But it's making our thicker paint liquidy enough that it will spread, but also keep that little ridge. Right? Our little ridge is our little bead of water, our foamy thing that's rolling in. Sounded like UFOs were coming into land, or chickens were turkeys were let loose on the beach. But still, right? Very small separation. Let's say, Josh, I came down too far. Oh no, I lost my separation, guys. No, what am I gonna do? It's okay. It's okay. You can lose it in very small areas, right? You don't want to lose it everywhere. Okay, so. Lightly, you get to again decide what your blend looks like. Remember, we're putting rocks way up here in the wet area, and then we're having our lighter color sand way back here. Remember, Paint with Josh brush kits, they come in a 9-piece set, collectible box, foam fitted pieces, guys. Amazing glossy black handles. You can't find literally anything better. Now, let's go put in our little rocky beachy area. If you wanted to skip the rocks in this one, right? You literally come out here and you'd say, okay, maybe there's a little line, a little bit of our sea foam that's been pushed out this far, and blah, 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 right? All of a sudden, you got your very shiny, glossy area, right? With your little bit that's come out here, reach forward, okay? You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna come back in here, grab a little bit of our plaque mixture. Let's throw a little bit of our 2 brown colors into it as well to make Paint with Josh black, which is just a blacker version of brown, just very, very, very dark. Very dark brown. We have too much brown here. There we go. There we go. Very dark. Okay, that way we can use this guy as our deep dark shadows, and then when we go to highlight it, we're going to be using our the same version of the same color to highlight, which will keep our highlights brighter for longer. Okay. Now remember, we're going to come out here. We're going to scrape on, and we're going to decide maybe out here we have this whole little thing. Right? We can get as big as we want, we can get as large, as small, as thin, as tall, whatever we feel like it should be, right, is what it gets to be. Now, before we come out any further, check this out. If we take a little touch of it, just the littlest bit, there we go, pull it down, little, swipe it to the side, little bit. Okay, you can drag it back in from here. You can do whatever you want to do, guys. Oh, isn't it fabulous? You can literally come out and in front of that little area, right there. Now you already got your little reflection. You don't have to worry about ruining it when you go back again. Right? Taking all this darkness, this little flat little thing. Let's give them some humps and bumps along the top, just so it's not all the same. All right? I literally was out there on Wednesday, guys, 2 days ago, and I saw this out here. Take my 1-inch brush on this guy, make it a little bit smaller. Up a little bit higher, 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 higher. Right, so it's making a downward sort of a U shape. And we'll get out here and blend it. Remember, I don't care about our white color down here as of right now. We're going to be covering that up and doing all sorts of stuff out there. Right? All up to us what we want it to look like. There, bang, right? We can have it look however we want it to look. We can take as long or as short of time that we want to do on all these little rocky things, right? They're not all one big giant thing. They're all very flat out there. And so, if we can get out there and start projecting some of them in front of other ones and different such, coming up again to make it look a little bit higher back there, a little bit lower, a little bit higher. So we have all these cool little things. Remember, everything can be blended away that you don't like out there in the day, right? We can even get on top of that guy with a little bit of our lighter color. That's very, very, very bright. I don't think I have enough brown in that mix. Let's get a little bit more of both our browns in there. There, that's much better. Much better out here, okay? I'm gonna go cover over that little guy, scrape it in. Try not to cover over too much of our dark color as well. There's a whole other section down there. It's attached over here. Not trying to cover every bit. You don't need every piece to be the same amount of color, right? And then to clean it all up. How are we going to clean up the bottom though, Josh? Maybe all of that water that had come out came back in here and cut around here and deposited around the edge. We're cutting right through some of those shadows and different such, right? Now, the more little things and little oddities that you put out into your water, the less reflectiveness it's going to have, because now you just dumped paint onto it. You know what I mean? So the more of these little scrapey little bits, your little waves, whatever it is, the less of the reflective sky our water is going to show, right? You have to have a couple weird things. So like that, don't even get rid of it, okay? It's just a weird little bit, and if anything, make it weirder. There, gorgeous, right? We can add some more out here, just maybe one or two more. Just a little guy, just because it was out there. There we go. Pop them in, darken it up, dark, there, right? All up to me every time that I want to do one. Got a chance for me to change it up. Leave it a little darker, a little here, a little there, pull it out a little bit more on this side, maybe, who knows, guys? Because it's all up to me every time. Now, let's get out. We know that our water came way out here on this guy, but I'm going to make it up into some mist. But still, we had that little section way out there. Maybe there's a couple little bits kind of rolling through it. Again, the more little bits that you do, the less you're going to like it. So try not to do too many little guys. Come down around this guy. Just deposit a few little bits. Right? Remember, the water, the ocean is a wild thing. They're not supposed to be perfect, right? It's a crazy little thing that's happening. All these little bits, different times. They're getting backwards, they're going forwards. All these things are happening, right? It's literally amazing when you go down there and try to watch all this stuff. It's crazy, man. It's wild, man. Okay, we're gonna come down here. Let's firm this guy up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right? Shrinking it back. Again, not making it perfect. Making it odd for a reason. The more we come down, the more we come down. Right, continue on that crazy thing. We did it here. You can do it there too. It's possible. You can do it. We're going to grab our Paint with Josh fan brush, the small one, just because it's nice and clean, and I'm too lazy to go wash the big one. We're going to grab this guy and pull it back. Pull it back. Just wild. Close your eyes and do it. Who cares? Literally, there's a whole nother canvas that you can try. There's 6 more canvases. There's 30 million more canvases that you can try, right, to do a different thing here or there or wherever. All we're doing is putting on a little bit of that brown. Again, not covering up all the darkness. If we cover up every piece of dark, then we did something wrong, okay? I'm just telling you now. Come in there. Anywhere that it's real bright, scrape over it again. Change it. You're in control, guys. All this stuff is up to you. Literally. What am I doing? Who knows, right? Just making a mess, quite honestly, because that's what it literally looks like out there with all that reflectiveness. Now, You guys, have you ever seen the Paint with Josh sand technique? Because we're about to show you the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life. It's going to look, by the time we get done, in less than 3 minutes, okay? It's going to look like actual sand. Like we took sand and went and threw it at the canvas, okay? Are you ready? Do you trust me? Do you trust me to make some sand? Because I gotta wash off these brushes real quick. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. Maybe 1 minute to answer me if you trust me or not. Okay? Do you trust me that we can do some cool stuff down here? Do you think? Oh, dude, that's literally what it looked like down there. Oh my god. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, holy shaving cream. I love this one. I'm surprised you guys haven't jumped on this one yet. Or maybe you have. I don't know. I haven't even looked. I have not even seen. To a penguin way out here in Oregon? I don't know. I mean, we could, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. That one is looking cool, guys. Looking cool. Man, that is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Just can't even believe it. There we go. Just can't even believe. Boop, right through there. Water will cut right through. Oh, excellent. Okay. Fantastic. Remember, like I said, you guys can grab this one. You got to head over there. So you got to be the first person there. And where would you go? Obviously, my name, Paint with Josh, of course, right? And then you put the little DOT, and then you put the little COM, and then we're all set. Fabulous. Look at that guy. It's going to be the very first thing you see on the old homepage over there. So just go check it out. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's see what else we can do with this sandy technique, you guys. The sand, Murray, the sand. Oh, the sand. Okay. That guy, this guy. Wash off 2 more little brushes very quickly. 1 more now. Just how fast that one was. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you over there? Okay. Wash these guys off. Put them back. Over there. Excellent. Back into your home. Okay. Man, okay, we're going to come out here with our an older Gap Doctor brush, right? The older the brush, the better flickability it has. The more it's going to spec better, right? It's going to flick out little bits of paint better. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're taking our odorless mineral spirits from our brush, very small amount, just tapping it in, just so you can see the change. So I put a pile here and there, because I'm going to use this color as well. Right? You see the change in the lighting on that paint right there. It's very wet now, like watercolor. And I don't want it to be too wet, because then it's just going to be paint thinner, right? So it needs to have a good amount of whatever color we're using. Making this one, we're changing it to the tip to black, okay? Now I know, because I haven't wiped this guy off, and I know I dunked it into my thing probably too much, because I wanted to make 2 piles. I probably have, yeah, just way too much on there, okay? So by tapping it or getting it off, testing it in an undisclosed area that's not your painting, maybe your palette, maybe a paper plate or something, and all we're doing is just dragging the brush through like this, and it's starting to flick and speckle all these little bits of paint and such onto the canvas, right? These little dark specks. You can get them all the way up there. You can get them all the way over here. You don't want them to be enormous, right? Don't want them to be too fine either. And then we're going to go back. We're going to change. We're going to get that paint off there. We're going to go back to our other color, which is the brown color, and the odorless mineral spirits. Again, trying to get enough of the mineral spirits and the color together. And that way, you're not just flicking out little specks of paint thinner onto the canvas, right? Which I've done in the past, I'm telling you. I'm telling ya. Get into our lighter color brown as well. There we go. Just to have a few different little specks out there. And again, we don't want to have too much, so always test it or check. Throw it out like that. A couple little brown specks, which you may not ever even see, right? Unless you're really looking at the painting. And then we're going to come in here with the last color being our liquid white. In this instance, it's the Bob Ross liquid white, right? That is not enough paint to cover my whole canvas, I know. Well, let's just focus down in this area over here. The more little white specks that we start flicking off across those dark specks, right? There we go. There we go. Do you see what I see over there with our little sandy technique? Okay, you have to have the right amount of paint in the brush, on the tool, on your canvas, and everywhere else. Right, we'll start to flick out little things. Now, obviously back there, I'm not gonna flick as many. It's further away, off in the distance, can't really see much. Down in here is where we focus. And we start blasting out all these little things, these little specks. Now, does this look like wet, sandy beach to you? Maybe a whole ton of little seashell speckles and all sorts of stuff. You guys let me know. Oh, man. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing? Oof. That's wicked cool. I like it. I like it, guys. I like it. Yes, you guys are cool. Remember, if you want to grab this one, this is all I do is paint cool stuff for you guys live and sell these paintings. So, if you don't like the ones that go inside your watery area, it's very easy to just blend them away very softly and gently. Sometimes they look cool as little pebbles and different things that are out there. But seriously, guys, that's honestly what it looked like out there when I went the other day, and it was amazing. So you guys got to start coming up with a title for this painting using only Paint with Josh brushes. Came out stunningly fantastic. Fantastic, if you ask me. That's amazing. We're going to take a little bit of this guy too. There, just a couple little spots. Brightness. A couple little places of darkness on this other guy. He's almost a little bit too... too bright. Really want him to be up close with that dark color. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back over and highlight him too. Boom, 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 right? Literally, you put on too much, you just got to go back the other way and put on too much again. Over there, a couple little bits, little things, remembering, we're not trying to hit everywhere, we're just trying to grab and drag across, floating across our little area. Not everywhere is going to be lit up all exactly the same, and then if you wanted to, again, come and clean up around the area. We'll sweep up over here. We'll clean up on aisle rocks. Literally, it looked exactly like that, guys, honestly. You know what we could do, too? Since we got all this extra paint. Has this one been purchased at a, or no? If it's still mine, I'm going to add to it. All right, is it still available, guys? If it's still available, I'm going to add to it. If not, then I have to leave it. Okay, perfect. We're going to get out here then, and we're going to get more wildly, crazily fantastic. Oh, yeah. All right, now we're coming out onto the dry land. In which case, we may or may not be able to pop in a little bit of a Chad pool. Yes, a Chad pool. It's only for Chads. If you're a Chad, this pool is for you. A Chad pool back here. A little Chide. It's a Chide pool. Never mind. Either way, we're going to do it. Let's go back to our 1-inch brush. I'm going to come back in here. Now, since our sand, okay, has already been done underneath, it's going to make everything else look like it's wetter down there. Got a big old chunk of sand. There we go. Get off of there. Get over here. All right, we can always go back and spray on more sand in this area as well. If we pull this guy, actually, let's pull him down like this. Okay, let's try this. Let's put a little pool in front of this guy. We're gonna pull him down. Okay, not gonna try to upset all the bits of the sand. Oh, isn't that amazing? Just what if, just testing some stuff out right here. Just what if. Is that? Oh my God, it does. Oh my God, it does. Look at that, guys. Come out there, just a little bit more. We don't need to have crazy amount, and I don't want to take. That's perfect right there. We can just get them to slide across like that. Oof, have that very wet little bit of rock in there. In which case, all we need to do is change the angle up a little bit. Come down here, launch it through that way, right? Connect them however you feel like it. Oh my God. Is now, come down here, and there, and there, and now everything else is gonna slide back from that. Oh, look at the little specks underneath too. Oh, we kept the specks, right? Oh, the speckaroos. Look at that thing. That is so soft that you can even see the sand underneath it. Oh, I like that. I like that, guys. I'm liking it. And if you're liking it, The mods can tell you how to get there, where you have to go, and then come right back here and tell us that you are the proud purchaser of this guy. Oh, I love it. Right there. Down, get over that reflective area, and then I won't have to fill it in. There. We can even take a fan brush and slide this guy back. You can still see some of those dark pebbles underneath there, you guys. Holy cow, if we don't overdo that, wow, that's another thing to try at a different date. Holy moly, do you guys, can you see those pebbles? I can literally see the sand underneath. That means we may have just unlocked a new level again tonight. Let's turn the light very vertical, there we go. Just want to get that stuff to drop, there it is. Drop on, give me that little ridge right there in the front. Oh, holy smokes. That is cool. That is cool, guys. Dude, can you guys see the little specks of sand? Oh, man. Again, now we're going to have to try that on a different painting. This is so therapeutic for you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. This one, guys, for realsies, right? Now that I've got that sand in there, I do need to come in and lay a line right there. Lay an old log out there. Right onto that rock, okay, so we can see where the bottom of it is, the him is. And then we can decide, God, that is so wicked. Can I do that, like, on a lake? Oh my God, I have an idea. I've got an idea for the next painting. Oh, it's magic, you know. Okay, I've got an idea for the next one. Totes got an idea. Don't want to cover up too much of that amazing little gravelly stuff. But yeah, wow. Achievement unlocked. Level up on the gravel. And just imagine if we do that, and we spec it out this way, we paint the mountain over a reflective lake, and you have the closer you get, the more these little speckly rocks and sand you would see in the lake. Ah, it's gonna be fantastic. Guys, that's wicked. All right, let's throw a little old touch of our darker brown paint off the back side of this little guy. Take our lighter brown. This is that darker color, but take that darker brown off our backside. Take our lighter color, a yellowish, kind of yellow ochre brown mix, right? Don't want it to be too bright, of course. And again, it never has to be a perfect thing. You just got to have a light side and a dark side. That's it. Try not to cover up every bit of everything. And you'll be straight. Look at it. Look at it. That's cool. You can tell we've got one side coming down this way. We've got one side going down that way. They're different colors. All the water in the background. Oh, man. Very, very neat, you guys. I like this one. I don't know about you, but I'm liking it. God, that is so cool. That is cool. Cool. So, you guys got to start coming up with a title for it. Like I said, if you like it, you got to go grab it. It's paintwithjosh.com. You can find it right there on the front. This one's number 2074, which is just amazing how many paintings we've done. 2074 paintings. It's incredible. Incredible with the amount of paintings we've done. Let's take this guy too. A little dark speck, a dark thing, something in the midst. There's a little spot in there, really kind of link up. Again, I can do however little mini things that I want to put back there until it starts looking however the heck I want. Since it's my old painting. There, have them connect again, literally. You could literally do whatever. These guys could connect, honestly, and get rid of that whole little patch of water back in there. Right? That's how it goes. I was out there. I saw it. Just have to add a little bit more darkness in here to keep these guys darker. There we go. The height. Down around the edge. We can even extend the edge if we wanted to. We could do all sorts of stuff, you guys. Sliding it down here, there, wherever. Again, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. We can do whatever we want. We can do anything or nothing out there at the same time. You know what I mean? All up to us each time that we do it. You want to change it? You want to do it a different way? You do what you want to do every time if we came down a little bit more steep on this old guy and connect it up right there. Just like that. Oh, I love that, guys. Seriously, how many times can you do it differently? That is the key, right? We don't do them the same every time. Everyone's like, oh, it's always the same cheesecake. It's really not, because there's so many little different spots out there on the coast that you could call this same, right? And there's so many things you can do every time. It's just fabulous. We literally have carte blanche to do whatever the heck we want out here. Cover up whatever we don't like. Fill in places that we do like. Don't fill in places that we don't like. Wherever. Literally, it's all up to us every time, guys. I'm super serial. You can do this too, okay? I'm telling you. Very neat. Very, very neat. That guy, scrape it around over there. Back over here, very horizontally. Right? Don't want to go crazy. Don't want to get wild. Don't do anything nuts out there. All right? It's all up to us. Hey, wherever. That's a cool looking little rock formation out there. Is that the rock out here? In fact, let's make it a little more. Okay, in there. It's a little more crisp. A little more crisp. We fell out that side. Who knows, right? It's the best part about it. We can literally do whatever. We can put them further away. We can make them closer. We can do whatever we want. You want yours. Remember, the further away that they get, the less you even have to do anything, right? If we wanted a couple little bits out here, maybe one over there, maybe we got some back here, right? Some dark areas, little shadows, little rocks out there in the night. Don't even have to highlight these guys. Literally take a little bit of our liquid white underneath, scrape out a little bit of a shadow. Bang, bang, boom. How big is it? How close is it? It's up to you guys, quite literally. How many do you want to do? Because there's a million out there. Literally, like sometimes there's areas where you can't even walk because there's so many of these little rocks. And my daughter and her friend came down in shoes, right? They're literally walking down the beach with no shoes on. And I'm like, girls, you're not going to be able to cross these rocks right here without those shoes. Because they're just barnacle covered. You know what I mean? No, we could do it, Dyke. No, we couldn't. Very cool. Look at those little bits, right? Wherever you want to put them, seriously. How much depth can you add to your scene by placing in these weird little things out there? Right? Different areas. I like this empty space now. There we go. Literally, one little... Take care of that little guy that we didn't like. Very simply and easily, which is all it takes. You're in control of how it's going to look every time, how far it's going to streak out, how it's going to change, right? It's all up to us, literally, every time, guys. Literally every time. Fabulous. This one looks amazing. Amazing. Do I have paint under my ear? For real? That'd be cool. That just goes with the flow. Ashley, did you get this one for real? Dang, girl. I appreciate you. We're gonna have the mods double check that it's gone. And then I'll throw some of this stuff back in here, clean it up. There we go. Yeah, right. These little things in between that. These little rocks, all these little bits, all these little stuff out there on the coast, man. Let me play with it. Cooler it gets. There. Dudes. Ashley, you are amazing. I very much appreciate you for that. I'm glad that we went in and we added some more of those rocks off in the background because it was looking a little empty. As I looked at it, I was like, yeah, it's a little empty out there. So Ashley, are you from the area? Have you been down to the coast over here? Have you seen these little things? Have you gone and walked on them? I'm not trying to, I don't want you to give out all your info. Just saying, like, that would make sense if you were either born in this area or used to live here or whatever. Talk with this guy. There, that freaking gravel, dude. Underneath the water, right? This. Oh, I can't stop looking at it. Can't stop looking at it. There. Oh, there. That's it. That after this is it, right there. One little touch. Boom. Perfect. Perfection. I dig it. You guys! Oh, that's neat. That is neat. Southern Mississippi. Is that, yeah, MS is Mississippi, I'm pretty sure. Well, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you so much. So Ashley got this one, guys. So that means that she gets to choose a title now, right? Whatever she wants it to be, she can have it be. Get in here. Just because I don't like all these little, there's like too many now. You know what I mean? Take them away. There. Glossier. More glossier in there. There. Right? There. Again, doing whatever we feel like doing. God, that's cool. That is cool, guys. So Ashley now gets to pick a title from all of the title suggestions in the comments about which or what she wants to title this painting. What would you choose if it was up to you, right? If you had just painted this one, you were like, you know what? This one's mine, and I'm gonna name it blah, right? Tell us what that name is. And maybe Ashley might just choose your title over anyone else's. And it almost looks like we need a little bit of our, well, we gotta go splash up our little guy too. A couple more little baby bits out here. Maybe we're crashing up against the edge. So we're just putting a little bit more pressure out there. Crashing it up, right? Different little splashes. They don't need to be humongous out there. Remember, everything is small out there. It's far away. And as we get over here, right, get a little bit closer, we'll start seeing more little speckles, but we don't want to overdo the little specks on our waves. So the more that we overdo, throw some up into the sky just a little bit. The more that we overdo, the more close it brings them. And then it's like we're going to see everything. We don't want to see everything. So, very cool, Ashley. You're amazing. I very much appreciate you. And that's wicked cool, guys. That's wicked neat. This is a big painting. Big painting, if you know what I mean. So, Ashley, I very much appreciate you. And we are going to take a little bit of time and finish the edges out here, just live on camera, only because we didn't do it prior. There we go. Just like that. Boom, 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 boom. Fabulous. So Ashley's going to be able to choose an old title for her painting that she got right here live during the show, and she gets to spin the spinny winny wheel because this painting was quite large. There we go. As far as dollar amount. So she's going to spin the spinny winny wheel right after we put in these birds, and you guys give her an old title, okay? I'm going to finish washing off the old Paint with Josh brushes. Remember, there are less than 17 brush kits left in the world for you to have. That is 17 people out of the 300, the famed 300 who have Paint with Josh brushes. Not the Spartans, the 300 people that have Paint with Josh brushes, okay? Out there in the land, there's only 17 left, guys. I'm for realsies, so if you like them, then the new ones do not come with googly eyes. I just want to, just as a disclaimer, they don't come with googly eyes. I had to add these myself, okay? I'm going to talk to the manufacturer about maybe putting googly eyes on the new brushes. The problem is making them stick. You know what I mean? Some of the times, depends on what you're using to make them stick. Eventually they might become unsticky and fall off. And then you got a one-eyed brush, right? So, come up with a title. Tell Ashley what you think the title should be for her awesome painting that she got right here. Now, this one is replacing the one that I'm sending to Meaden, right? My sponsor, Meaden, my favesies out there. Make these guys a little softer, a little further away. There. We're sending that one all the way out to China to be in their main office, guys, which is just cool. I'm gonna have them all take a picture standing next to the painting and send it back to me so I can post it and show all of you guys what it looks like, right? And this one's kind of to replace that one. Oh, that's neat. Now, I got that little brown spot out there. Just need flat right over it. There we go. There. Very small. Very small. Very small little guy out there. Very, very small. Tap over just to get rid of some of the texture. There we go. It's already got that water line underneath him. It's already got a reflection underneath it. So all we really have to do is just tap at it, right? And this guy's getting a little bit big, so that means we can put on a small amount of our highlight color. Like this. Just right on top. Cover up too much of that darkness, you're not gonna be able to see it, and then it's gonna become flat. So Ashley, what do we got for the title for your awesome painting that you grabbed right here during the live show? Like I said, we're gonna be doing the spinny winny wheel, and now that since Ashley got it during the show, she gets to pick the title. The title forever, you guys. Yes. Gotta get the old hand blend on the top, and Ashley, you let me know when it gets there if that's not the most amazing blend on the top of that canvas. Literally from blue sky into the cloud area and then over here into the trees. Fantastic. Okay, up here, what are we gonna call this guy? I hope we have a title right now, because otherwise I'll have to turn the painting back around. I should have checked prior. Serenity, I like it. I like that, guys. Over here, Paint with Josh, Originac. Oh, you gotta be an old school fan to know that. Number 2074, and we're calling it Serenity. I like it. I might not be able to spell it, but I like it. Over there, painted on 9/26, 2026. We're all gonna go to Paint with Josh. And then the dot, and then the thing. You guys know where to go. Paint with Josh, Jack Yam out there. In the night. This one came out literally amazing. We're gonna put our signature on the front, throw the 3-bird fan in, and be all better-roos, you guys. Then we'll spin the wheel. The wheel of spinniness. Gonna get a little bit of my odorless mineral spirits and my black. I'm gonna come out here, we're gonna throw in the old fam. Ooh, that's very thin. On the brand new Paint with Josh liner brushes. When they come brand new, guys, you will not find a thinner line. Like, that line is almost as thin as the palette tool. I'm telling you, I'm chilling you guys. You gotta get them, you gotta check them out at least. They're awesome, and there's only 17 left, last I heard, unless someone else got some during this live show. And there's only 17 kits left. You guys are amazing. Okay, should we spin the spinny winny wheel? Should we do the light party? What should we do? What should we do, guys? God, it looks so cool. Man, I love this one. Literally. Literally. Thanks, Cosmic. Appreciate you. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, my friends. Let's do the light party real quick. Since the one went during the live show, everybody loves the light party. So here's your flash warning. The screen's gonna go crazy. If you're sensitive to flash, turn your phone away. Don't look at it for like the next 30 seconds. I'll tell you when it's okay to look back, okay? If you are gonna stay and watch the light show, type in the words, I'm ready, releasing Paint with Josh LLC, and then tell me, what do you think, or what flashes or catches your attention the most? And as soon as I see enough I'm readies, then we're gonna hit the light party. Yeah! God, that one looks so good. So legit real. Here we go. We're gonna hit the light party in 3, 2, 1. Light party! Now, what's catching your eye? What's flashing the most? The waves, the sky, what is it, guys? What is it out there in the day? What's catching your eye? We're gonna bring down the light party in 3, 2, 1. We're back to normal lighting conditions, folks. You can look back at your screen without worry. Bing, bang, boom. It's fantastic. The water, the sky, wicked. Cool. Cool, cool. The tree tips, that's cool. The sky, sometimes people say the birds move. Remember, like I said, thank you for that, I appreciate you. Like I said, there are only 17 brush kits left. They look just like this. They come in a collectible box, foam fitted, poster inlay, very thick cardstock, gorgeous brushes, singularly wrapped, foam fitted case. lots of my quotes, different paintings, the 3 Ps of Paint with Josh, like we always talk about. And like I said, if you want to be one of the very exclusive, to have this kit, there are only 17 left, okay? I'm telling you now, that's all that we're saying. We're telling you there's 17 left. Whew, it's sad. I like it, guys. I like it. So, amazing. Let's get the old wheel out for Ashley real quick. We'll get the wheel. See how Ashley's luck is holding up. All right? Because sometimes the wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away. So, it's been a minute since we've done the wheel out here on the show, too. Right? Because we've been doing smaller paintings. Only bigger paintings qualify for the wheel. So, Ashley, you get to spin the wheel of spinniness, and whatever it lands on, whether it be Josh wins, or something, Paint with Josh puzzle, or poster, hat, one of my glasses, maybe the Grabbler eyes out here, guys, right? Whatever it lands on is what you get. Let's see what she's gonna get, guys, right here. Oh, you lose. Wah, wah, wah. I'll give you one more spin. Hang on. Hey! Glitterwix gift card, but just in case they aren't doing them anymore, give me one more spin. You hit the same thing twice. It looks like you're getting a Glitterwix gift card. I hope London's still doing those. But in any case, it's going to be amazing. So, thank you guys honestly so much. Thank you, Ashley, for grabbing the painting during the live show. Talking to the Facebook and the YouTube crew. I can't wait to see your guys' versions of this painting. Please send it in to me on Facebook at Official Paint with Josh. Very long screen name, but I have to be the official one because there's so many fake ones out there. I'd love to see your version, so send it in whenever you get a chance to paint it. It's going to be amazing. And until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. Whoosh, you guys. That one came out amazing, quite honestly. I love the Josh wins section. Thank you. Appreciate that.